Hey, what's up, man? What you up to? Same. I got this really cool progression that I want to flesh out. I'm just trying to figure out where to take it. But it's going to be this cool B flat. It's technically a B flat sus2, and then you add like the D, whatever that is. So I guess that's technically what, B major 9? Because you're adding the D there, which is the same as but it's up a whole, a whole octave. So I could see some people calling it, what, an 11? You can also do it like this. I was thinking about writing it like this. This is B flat on the 6th position, so 6, 8, 10, and then 9. And it's cool because if you take this 9 and you drop it down to the 7th, it sounds so cool. But it's the same as if you just do like your sus2 chord, here. And then if you get the D down here, you can do the same thing with the open string. Because here I'm just doing, I'm doing that B flat chord, but I'm adding an E. That E sounds so cool when you drop it down to a D. But it's more playable like this. I'm just trying to get used to it. Oh, that's really pretty. So it could be something like, could be something like, dude, this actually might be kind of neat. I've been working on this idea. I don't really know where to take it. Tonight, I'm all songwriting tonight. Just a heads up. I'll probably play some Chan. I've just put new strings on this guitar, so I'm probably gonna be fighting it in tune for a little bit. But maybe I can flesh out this idea on tonight's live stream. I've been messing around with this for a while. I just don't know where to take it. So check this out. Maybe I'll just riff on it. I'm in the key of E minor. And I kind of go into like a E major there. But it might sound fast, or it might sound really cool fast, like. Yeah, this is that tuning I was talking. Yeah, I just don't know where I'm gonna take it though. Oh, maybe I combine the two ideas. Oh, that could be it. That could be it. Something like, what's up, man? Tomorrow I have an opportunity to upgrade my amp to a Vox. Oh, nice. Vox amps are sick. Freebird, I would, but I get hit for copyright. Ask me how I know. What's up, Mega Todd? I'm just doing some writing tonight. See ya, homie. I know the Vox amps. I don't know the VT30. I don't know if that's the same as like the AC30. I'm hoping to do a little bit more songwriting tonight than just playing covers. Plus, if I'm going to play covers, it's going to be Leonard Skinner, baby. Thanks, man. Let me know if you get your amp. That's like Leonard Skinner fingerstyle. Yeah, I need a pick. Cause now I can get Southern Fried on it. Alright, you wanna know about my Strat? Yeah, this is it's a Strat for the guy who asked. This is my, let me pull up YouTube on my computer because it's really small on my phone. It's hard to read. I'm getting old man eyes, I guess. I got this guitar when I turned 30 from a friend. Oh, what? Okay, got it. But this is an American Ultralux Fender Strat. But it has some mods to it. So what's cool about this guitar is, one, it's like Fender's take of like an Ibanez guitar, in my opinion. The neck is super slim profile. It's also I was about to say multi-scale, but it is multi-radius. What do you call that? Why can't compound radius? So from the nut up, it's 12 degree radius, and then from here down, it's 16 degree radius. So it gets flatter as you move up. It's also stainless steel frets, which you don't really see Stratocasters with stainless steel frets. Most of the time they're nickel. And also, the guy I got it from put my dream pickups in here. These are the Fishman Fluence, Strat pickups, and then I've got the battery pack on the back. But it is, I've never been a big of a Strat player. I've always been a Les Paul guy. This guitar makes me love single coil pickups. Let's see, I'll do a little looping, warm up. Yeah, and I've got two voicings. So this is a classic, what do they call this? Like a white pick guard, if you're familiar with that era. And then when I pull up, this is supposed to be like black pick guard era. So Texas Hot, classy, glassy. Yeah. All right. What's up? You wanna come say hello? This is Charlie, ladies and gentlemen. Come here. Charlie says, "What's up?" Oh yeah, they hear you. What do you think? This is CB, my best friend, Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown. I think he wants a snack. So let me pull up a song that I wrote, and I'm gonna let it play while I go give him a snack. Can't let my boy be hungry. You know what I mean? That's my best friend. All right, let me see. Where is that last song I published? I'm getting ready to release a lot of music, so y'all are gonna be, I guess, the first ones to hear this one. Let's see. What did I call it? Oh yeah. Where's the master file? All right, this is my second master. We'll see if this is the one. I'll be back. I'm gonna go feed him. Come on, you want to get a snack? Let's go get it. Come on. Yeah, that's the song that I wrote. That's probably gonna be. I think that's good, man. I think it's good. I think I just need to stop sitting on it and just put it out. Put it out in the world. Dude, I just got a new piece of hardware yesterday that I'm learning. I could get some cool synergy. I don't know if I'm going to be using the Toolmaster Pro or if I'm going to be using my Axe FX3. I've got a lot of MIDI programming ahead of me. I'll probably jump into it tomorrow. But I'll show you what I got, and I'll explain, like, kind of what I'm doing. So I recently made the decision to return a lot of gear that I bought in the last, like, month and a half. So I returned a BeatStep Pro, the Roland SP404, a couple of MIDI controllers, and I put all that money towards one of these. Oh, I'm about to... Hold on. I don't want to knock over my White Claw. But I got... This is a MPC Live. It's gonna be a really cool piece of gear, and once I get it all figured out. So basically, there's a bunch of things that this thing is. So I don't want to fool you into thinking that I'm an expert yet, but I have been watching a ton of YouTube videos, and I've been reading the manual and just messing around with it. But it's basically like a hardware digital audio workstation. So think of like Ableton on a machine, but it's more than just that. It's really at its bread and butter. It's like a sequencer, but I don't know, man. It's just a lot. It's a lot in one thing. So what I'm planning on doing is I write most of my music in Ableton, and I got to figure out how I'm going to do it now that I don't have all the toys that I had. I probably shouldn't have returned the Launchpad. I really enjoyed working on the Launchpad. But nonetheless, I plan on writing most of my compositions in Ableton Live, and then I'm going to basically bounce it out to this device, and I'm going to sequence out or splice up, like take a bunch of samples of my own music. And I just found out, thanks to my buddy Doug, which we're Facebook friends, I know that the Toolmaster Pro can send MIDI and receive MIDI. So one thing that I'm going to be working on in the next couple of days is to see if the Toolmaster Pro fits this workflow for me, because right now it seems like I got to hit a preset to change something. But what what's up, brother? Jay Wizzy in the house. What's up, Dan's teacher? But what I'm thinking about doing is basically whatever amp simulator I use or modeler, it's either going to be the Toolmaster Pro or the Axe FX3, because that's what I have. My goal is to be DAW-less and to take what I'm doing with my own music and go live and play with it. So I'll probably play at like a bunch of coffee shops first, because what I'm thinking about doing is like a bunch of, I don't want to call it chill lo-fi, but it's chill lo-fi with a guitar flavor, if that makes sense. So I'm going to write all my own music, I'm going to sample it out, and then I'm going to have it where on this thing it has what's called sequences, which is basically like a song part. What I'm working on right now is getting my Toolmaster Pro to send a MIDI message to the Akai MPC Live 2. With that MIDI message, it's going to trigger like, oh, we're going into the verse, or oh, we're going into the chorus, or oh, we're going into the bridge, or A section, B section, C section, whatever you want to call it. Right now, it looks like the only way I can do that on the Toolmaster Pro is by switching presets, but I think the Axe FX3 will allow me to do it by just setting up a button, being like, oh yeah, send MIDI message 1, 2, or 3. And my goal is to have it where basically every preset... Well, really, I only use one tone on the Toolmaster Pro lately. If you want my tone that you hear tonight, it's the ambient guitar with mic, is exactly what I'm using tonight. But it's the JC120 amp, and let me see what I have on the floorboard. On the floorboard, I just have a delay pedal, a small hall, the Celestial reverb, the sustain compressor, which that's honestly like my favorite compressor on here so far. Let me see, drive, and for the drive, I'm using the Klon. I have a volume swell. I don't use it all that much, but I got it programmed on here because I was doing like some Incubus stuff. I have a bass, so check this out. So yeah, I got a button where I press it and it turns into a bass, and I got some tremolo on the floor too. What'd you say you do? I'm thinking about just jamming to backing tracks at a street fair in my town. Yeah, I did that, Jay Wizzy. That was my workflow until I realized there's gear like this because um, the thing, Jay Wizzy, that I did, and if you wouldn't mind telling me your first name, that'd be great. But if not, I'll just keep saying, I'll just call you Dwizzy. How about that? I don't know which one it is. But the thing about a backing track is like you're playing to the track. Justin, right on. I'm Damien. Well, Justin, the thing that I did in the past to give you an idea, because I've been working on this, like, I've stopped playing in bands lately, because all the bands here in this town want to do, like, the cover thing, and I can't find people who want to write and stay, like, original. So I just said, screw it. I'm gonna write my own music. So I did, and then I went to one of the local bars here in town, and I played 3 songs. I did do 2 covers, and then I did my own original. So I started off with Highway Star by Deep Purple, just to get people's attention. Then I did Lamb of God song, and I'm doing all this on a headless Telecaster and a Tonemaster Pro. So in my town, most people still play, traditional instruments and tube amps. So when they see some weirdo with an amp modeler and a headstock, it's like, what the hell is this guy doing? But most of those guys knew me. I got a name in town. But what I did for that show is for my original song after Lamb of God, I basically wrote my entire song and then I muted out my lead guitar parts, and I just played to a backing track, and I streamed from Bluetooth to the Toolmaster Pro. That works. The only problem is like you lose the aspect of jamming. I don't know what bands you've been a part of, Justin, but for me, all the bands I've been in, it's always been like a jam band that has like covers, if that makes sense. So I was even in like a country jam band. That was probably one of the more fun projects I've been a part of was doing country because it would be like we'd play a song and then they asked me to come in. I'm a metal guy. My Telecaster's in drop C or D standard, so I'm already like ripping on it. And then the band that I was in, everybody just loved to jam. So I mean, dude, we would sit there and we would take like, for example, what's the name of that song? Long Necks Never Broke My Heart by who is that? Oh, I see his face. Luke Combs, I think. Um, we basically turned that into like a metal breakdown at the end. It was so much fun. So I wanted that aspect of my music because for me, improvisation is like it's part of the game, you know? Like I don't ever want to get up and just play the same thing over and over and over and have it like I know some people love doing that. That's just not my style. I'm very much like inspired by the Allman Brothers in that regard. Like I love putting a huge emphasis on never playing or Frank Zappa, never play the same song twice. You know what I mean? So it'll be cool that if I can get this set up, and once I get it set up, I'll make a video. I haven't put out a video this week because I've been just like I've been learning gear, man. It's like what am I going to teach? I'm learning right now. But when I get it all figured out and working, I'll make a video showcasing how you can do this. Because if you're already writing your music, um, it's like let me give you some people to study. So it's not original to be a one-man band until you get things up and running. Like, and thank God, right? Like if I was like, man, I'm the only person who's ever done this, that's a good thing. I would probably be kind of worried, you know what I mean? But the guys that I've been studying who started off as one man band or one person band until like it grew and then they hired session musicians basically to play with them is people like Tycho. Scott started off as a single person and then Scott grew the brand Tycho out until now he tours with a real band and still doing all of his music, which is so cool. If you don't know who Tycho is, they're a huge inspiration for me right now. Honestly, Polyphia. I remember I watched Polyphia when it was just Scott and what's his name? Hey, what's up, brother? Um, Polyphia was just 2 guitar players writing music, you know. And now look at them. Now they're a whole band. They have a whole identity. Who's another guy like that? Um, their dogs were astronauts. Damn. If you haven't heard of that band, it's so sick. Plenty is another guy that started off solo and now he has a band. So it's not a new strategy, but it is in my town. Most people are like, "You're wasting your time doing this." I'm like, oh, "Well, I'm having fun." But I want to do some writing tonight. See what happens. Really? I think it's all about I don't know. Um, Justin, I don't know what genre you're in or what you're doing, but I hope you're putting out a lot of content because it's like one thing I'm learning. I've been trying to pursue music full time for 2, 3 years now. Um, and I quit my software engineering job in December, and I haven't gone back in debt and I've been paying my bills. So I have some data, right? Now I've got an unfair advantage. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, so I get paid to go to school, and I'm in school for music production. But my numbers have been increasing every month, and the shift that I've had is to one, know what your purpose is with your music. Like for me, my purpose is to compose music and serve others by helping them find their sound, right? And I'll come back to this idea of serving others. But I think of myself like a business, and like in today's world, music, I don't know. I've made like $7 off my music, but I've made a lot more doing social media content and teaching. So it's like you got to figure out what your income strategies are. So it's not like you got to think of yourself like an investor. I don't know if you invest, but like you'll hear the words diversify, right? Diversify your income streams. This is why like index funds are so exciting. Um, all you got to think of is VT Sacks and relax. But I'm not a financial guru or anybody trying to give you money advice, but look into it. There's a really good book called The Path to Wealth, I think is what it's called. Great book. But nonetheless, I take that same idea from these business books I've read and I'm starting to apply them to how I think about myself as an artist. And then I listened to this podcast called, what do they call it? Artistpreneur. I think, Justin, if you can learn how to think like a business and start seeing what your assets are and being really clear on your why and what your purpose is, I think you can make a sustainable income. You guys aren't proving me wrong. Anybody who watches one of my videos helps. I've been on YouTube. I got monetized at the end of January, and I've made like I think close to $300 just on ad revenue from people watching. So it's like, while that's not enough to pay bills, it's like that's a gig. You know what I mean? Like that's sick. And then I've been growing on Patreon and then just teaching people and helping people. And for me, that's where I get like the biggest tickle is when I create something and people are like, man, this was so useful. That right there is like my ikigai. Like my ikigai is just to help in whatever capacity. Like today, I taught. Thursdays are my teaching days. It's the same thing with my students. It's not about like, I don't know, man. For me, like I'm gonna get a little woo woo for a second. For me, dude, like music's like spiritual. Like this is my spirit work. Whatever I'm doing, like when I got out of the Marine Corps, man, it was really hard. It was really difficult, like taking that uniform off and trying to figure out who I was outside the military, right? And for me, dude, my guitar was just like, and all the times life's tried me, music has been that thing that's really kept me grounded and like just kept me here and kept me present. And my goal is just to help other people find that. I hope it's through music. I'm biased. I'm definitely biased. I love music, so I've got some big plans that I'm working on, and I journal a lot, so it's like I know what my big picture is, and I'll talk about it in a second. But every day you're in the trenches, being a military veteran, I think about all the servicemen and women who came before me, not just Americans. So like for me, I think of like World War One. Like it must have been horrible, horrible. Like think about what war would have been like in the trenches when you're getting gas and this and that. So it's like always use that to ground myself. But then I also use it as a good metaphor is that like, yeah, that you want to win the war, but at the end of the day, you still got to get up and get in the trenches and push. So for me, that's like getting up, making a video, working on a song, creating course content. Because on Patreon, I think I have like over 100 some odd things published, and it's been so crazy because I haven't made much traction in like 2 years, and all of a sudden my snowball is slowly starting to go, and it's exciting. It's like wow, this is what I've been working on. It's amazing. It's crazy, Justin, when you start putting yourself out there and you're being real, how many people will align with it. I hope you experience that with your music and your art. It's been amazing on my end, and I'm just getting started, bro. I am just a small drop in the pond, but I love it. So I'll talk about what I'm trying to do. Give you that big picture thing. So for me, it's like I kind of see 3 core avenues that I will pursue music in, right? So one is going to be probably writing commercial music. I'm in school for music production. I have a background in computer science, working at game studios, so I am aligning myself to go for the job as a game composer professionally. And I'll probably write sync license music as well because I love orchestration. I still compose and play the orchestra. And then, the second half that I would love to be my primary is my own artistry, and I think I'm gonna start releasing music underneath a different name, just so I can subtract the two, and I can just like get in the headspace of this artist. I know his name already, and just create, so I can separate myself from it. Because that's my problem right now is I see myself so much in my music, and it's why I haven't released music because I made this connection. I'm like, I don't know if this is the best representation of who I am. So I feel like creating a new artist will be good for me because then I can just publish music without care, and just get it out. And part of that, the second thing or the third avenue stream is I love teaching, man. God, I love teaching. So I want to do webinars and seminars, really seminars. I've hosted like 5 seminars, and I owe those guys, or 5 webinars, and I owe the guys a webinar soon. I need to publish on. I've just been so damn busy. Yeah, I'll post on my Patreon. I owe one for this month, but I've been hosting webinars over on Patreon, and it's been so cool, man. Teaching, and I taught music theory 101, and then the last one I did was all like music production. So I want to do that in person. And my whole thing is like, I don't know if you let me see what you said. I'm 23. These things I'm discovering too. Yeah, hell yeah, that's good stuff right there. I don't know if you've read this book called Zen Guitar by Philip Pseudo. If you're a guitar player or if you're just a human being, I really recommend you read this book. I want to like carry on his work and push that stick further. The name of that book is Zen Guitar. Philip Pseudo is the author. It's Zen, but it's written through the lens of a guitar player. And for me, I was like, it's been basically like my Bible. I've read it like 4 times so far in my life, and it's always like when I think that I'm hot shit, I'll go read that book, and it like brings me back to earth. I'm like, thank God. But I want to maintain that workforce, and I want to start 2 companies that go hand in hand. One is a for-profit company, one's a 501c. And what I basically want to do is for every ticket that the for-profit sells, the nonprofit supports one veteran to come through and do like artistry development. Like basically, I got a lot of friends who are veterans who are also wanting to do music but don't know how. Not all of them have taken the plunge for, because it's kind of risky for a lot of people. I'm fortunate that I'm married and we're both dual income. That helps out a lot while I'm trying to do this. But not a lot of people have that privilege. So what I want to do is create this like dojo, if you will, to maintain Philip Pseudo's like analogy, where you can come in and it's like, hey, let's talk about, music theory for songwriting. Let's talk about how do I approach melodies. Okay, what's the gear you need to record? Let's talk about recording fundamentals. Let's talk about mixing and mastering, and you kind of like putting all this in like a weekend boot camp, because all this stuff, like I've had college, seminar or what do you call them, semesters on, but just give you like the 20% of that knowledge that'll allow you to get 80% of the results. So then the rest of it is up for you to do it, right? And then in the last thing that I want to do on the last day is talking about like artistry development. Like let's talk about, you know, the business of music, the side that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but the side that's arguably the most important or just as important. Because if you don't have a business, you're just doing this as a hobby. You're not doing it as a professional. And there's a big difference, and it depends on, not everybody wants to do this as a profession. Some people just want to make music for fun and that's it. But thinking about things like, what is your brand? What is your why? Going through these personal questions of trying to figure this out and asking, making artists really think about this stuff, because if you're doing this just for attraction, bro, show your toes on OnlyFans. Don't do that. Don't bring that into music, because one, it's not fair to you as a musician, as an artist, but it's also not fair to the audience. But if you can be really clear on why you're doing this, one, it'll help you with songwriting. Like, it's helped me in songwriting, like for me, and I see you, Blaze. It's good to see you, brother. I'm glad you're back. But for me, it's like music is like, I call it sonic journaling. Like anytime I'm feeling a certain way, God, especially when I'm anxious, dog, or if I'm depressed, I can like somehow I've learned how to like bottle that up and put it into a song and just get like lost in it. And Andy's toes, yeah, do that. That'd be great. But I just want to, I don't know, man. I'm just grateful for your peanut. I'm probably rambling on too much, but I think this stuff is important. I know that some people will watch these not live, and I think it's important to talk about where my headspace is, because I think if you know that, hopefully it enables other people to rally behind me and also walk beside me. Like I've got friends, I'm in group chats with friends who are doing the same thing, man. And like one of my buddies, Tyler, he may or may not come on. Well, he's playing Valheim right now, so he won't be on. But him and I talk daily about this stuff because he's trying to do the same thing, you know. And it's for me, I don't believe in building higher walls. I believe in building longer tables. To steal this analogy I heard at a composers conference. And what I mean by that is I would much rather build a longer table for more people to sit at than higher walls to keep other people out. Because if you look at the type of lifestyles that the 1% in this profession are doing, imagine if that was spread out just a little bit, you know. And I'm not trying to be I mean, yeah, I want to do well, but I'm not trying to be John Mayer, you know what I mean? But the question is like how do they do it? Obviously, they got a big vehicle behind them, but there's got to be stuff to learn. Maybe it's just Oh, cool. What are you studying? On the freeway, on the birthday. Yeah, when he said that, I really felt it. Have y'all seen those memes? A reggae song? What do you think about it? I don't know if you listen to what was that? Fire on the Horizon by Sick Figure? Let me pull it up. You're just gonna ding me for copyright. There's a fire on the moon. It's calling. Do you know this song? See you, homie. My dog's begging to be pet. We can go. We can stay. This is Charlie Brown. He's jealous. What? Okay. I might need to take him out. He sounds like he's got a poop. Alright, let me take him out. Sorry, he's barking. Let me go.